Thanksgiving Eve, 1971. Aboard Northwest Orient Flight 305, a passenger airline outbound from Portland, Oregon for Seattle, Washington, is hijacked by the only person to escape without capture. Nearly all of the ransom money, and the man who parachuted into infamy, has been missing ever since. The crime remains unsolved. The early 70s were tumultuous times. The conflict in Vietnam continued to wage on, even though many polls showed majority of Americans were against it. The Pentagon Papers were published by the Washington Post, all but indicting President Nixon, who had, that same year, instituted a freeze on wages, prices, and rents, and removed the gold and silver backing from the U.S. dollar, all to counteract rising inflation, fuel shortages, and unemployment that was beginning to climb. One person was perhaps pushed in a moment of desperation. That individual has become a part of Pacific Northwest lore, along with Sasquatch, flying saucers, a term coined in Washington state, and the cataclysmic destruction of a once dormant volcano, Mount St. Helens. Tonight, we focus on this one mysterious figure, mistakenly known as D.B. Cooper, due to a press blunder.
Okay, any ideas, guys?
I'm tossing around an idea of an editorial on Robin Hood.
Oh, Robin Hood is criminal or hero?
Not sure yet, Chief. Depends on the point of view of the people, I suppose. It's the government corrupt, or doing right by those they govern.
Hardly a news story for the Thanksgiving Day edition, is it, Scotty?
1971 isn't exactly drawing to a close under low anxiety levels. Vietnam, rising oil prices, people are losing their homes, Tricky Dick. This may be the weirdest year I'll ever see.
In the Portland metro area in the mid-40s, falling throughout the evening. High probability of a storm. Advisable if you're en route to relatives' home for the holiday, you do so before things start.
Turn down that tube, will ya? We might miss something on the police scanner.
All local agencies, PD 32164 in progress. Please respond PDX.
164, that's not 10 code. What is that?
Not local police. It's federal. The Yaws grilled cheese and a green river. Will that do it for you?
Of course. Here's a 5.
You're like clockwork, Ralph.
PD 32 over. Code 164.
This is Himmelsbach. That was a 164?
Yes, 164 in progress. Portland International. Verified. Report to Northwest Airlines Operations Office.
A skyjacking. Keep the change, kid.
32 on that 164. Be advised the suspect has an explosive device.
Damn. This is going to be a long night.
There you are, Ralph. Where you been? We've got a hot one.
Traffic on Sandy was fierce. What do we know, besides this bomb?
We've got some gravy on your tie there, Ralph. Let me take you to Frank Feist, Northwest Air's Portland manager. Frank, this is Ralph Himmelsbach. He's lead on this case. Each division assigns investigators with pilot experience for these types of crimes. Ralph has flown military and civilian.
Has the suspect made demands yet?
Yep. $200,000 in cash and a knapsack.
Jiminy Christmas, extortion too. That's a new wrinkle. He's not just catching a taxi to Cuba. He wants an all-expenses-paid vacation.
He could buy 8 homes with that.
That's a hell of a hit, Frank. Are you going to make it?
Waiting to hear from Minneapolis now. Nirup's hell of a negotiator when it comes to money. Pulled us out of the big slump of the 50s.
Nirop?
Don Nyrup, Northwest Air's president.
Yes, sir. Of course. I'll call Al in Seattle. He said we are to meet all demands possible to ensure the passengers and plane arrive safely. Blank check.
This scumbag is holding all the high cards. Okay, we will stand by and advise. Bureau policy is to investigate, but not interfere. When everyone is safe, we can take over the investigation and nail his hide. What have you got so far?
Here's the ticket list from the front counter and the flight manifest. Our friend, Whoever the hell he is one of 29 men of the 36. We've got a psychologist working on it, trying to draw a profile on what the guy might do.
This doesn't fit any of our profiles. I've worked on 40 hijack cases to date. All we have to go on are the usual political asylum seekers heading south with our birds.
We've been recording all communications since we first got word. I imagine we might obtain more from the cabin and cockpit VR at some point.
Voice recorders can pick up cabin chatter? I thought that was just in the cockpit.
It records all talk over any of the plane's communication devices. That includes the aft interphone the stews use to talk to the cockpit. If the handset is close enough to anyone talking, we will be able to hear it.
McCord has 2 F-106 interceptors ready to scramble on our word.
Good. Fast planes, no problem tailing a 727. Okay, let's hear the tape.
Passenger has advised this is a skyjacking. Stewardess was handed a note, requests $200,000 and a knapsack by 1700 in Seattle. Wants 4 parachutes. Wants money in negotiable American currency. Denomination of bills not important. Has bomb in briefcase and will use it if anything is done to block his request. ETA Seattle, 1530.
That was at 3:05 just after takeoff at 2:58.
He didn't waste any time, did he?
And this is about 3:15.
After landing in Seattle, requests that no one meet the aircraft to hinder us. Do not want FBI agents or anyone to meet the aircraft. We'll park the aircraft away from the gate. Do not want anyone to approach the aircraft from any direction. Will advise late instruction. Do not want any equipment at the aircraft.
That captain must be one cool cat. Seems as calm as if he were reporting an inoperative coffee maker. Who are we talking with in Seattle?
Primarily my counterpart there, Al Lee. Seattle Traffic Control is also apprised of it. Minneapolis was first called, but ATC is relaying the demands to your Seattle agents as they come in.
All right. Once we figure out which of the passengers is our suspect, we'll need to talk to the first person to encounter this extortionist. Who worked the ticket counter today?
That would be Dennis Line. He handled all check-ins for 3:05.
Okay. As soon as we know a name, I will speak with him.
Right.
We don't have much to question him right now without knowing who our air pirate is. What time is it now? 3:27. Supposed to be landing in a few minutes, aren't they? The sooner we have the passengers offloaded, the sooner we have our name.
This is Seattle Air Traffic Control. I have Ralph, Al, Frank. Are you all on the line?
Yes, both Frank and I are here.
Allie here.
Al, we've conferred and think you are the best candidate to deliver the Skyjacker's demands to the plane when they land. However, it would be advisable not to wear your NW uniform out there, as you might be mistaken as a government authority.
Agreed. I've got an overcoat I'll need to wear out there anyway with this weather. That will look plainclothes enough. I'll start checking Seattle area for jump schools.
4 shoots? I can't figure out why he would want 4. Attach the money to one of them?
I hope to hell he's not thinking of taking hostages with him.
305 to control.
Go ahead, 305.
Skyjacker is seated aft in 18E. All the other passengers have been moved forward, except one snotty U of O kid. He's seated right across the aisle from our friend. Of course, the one guy we want to move the most won't. Our guy with the briefcase is otherwise being quite calm, and from what the attendants tell me, rather polite. Once we land and demands are met, at that point he says all passengers can go free, and we will have final demands.
Agent Himmelsbach.
Agent, director here.
Yes, sir. You're calling about Northwest
Himmelsbach,
Orient.
what's the status with this commie sucker?
Well, sir, we have his list of demands, $200,000 and 4 shoots. Flight 305 is in a holding pattern above Seattle International. No further destination has been given.
Well, I don't want that turkey taken off again.
Yes, sir.
I want our best sharpshooters in the area on the tarmac ready to take him out.
Yes, sir.
He sticks so much as a feather out of that bird, I want our boys to pluck it.
Yes, sir.
And Himmelsbach, I want each and every one of whatever bills you wrangle up for this godless SOB run through the recordac and copies of that microfilm distributed along with a list of numbers to every bureau, office, police station, and financial institution across the country.
Yes, sir.
And if he does get off the ground, wherever the hell he's going, and somehow makes it out alive, we will find him first, the bureau.
Yes, sir.
If he buys a pack of Raleighs at some border town gas station run by a pumpkin center, country boy, I want an agent there while the tire tracks are still fresh in Texas dirt.
Tell me about this crook, John. How will we get him?
Hold your horses, Dick. No foul-ups, Himmelsbach.
Understood, sir.
Was that?
You know what I'm thankful for, Frank? That I live in as normal of a town like Portland.
That used to be the case, but I think things just got forever weird today.
I'm in C concourse here at Seattle Tacoma International, where Northwest Airlines 305 has landed and has been on the tarmac, set off from the terminal about 1 mile for some 10 minutes. You see here behind me the silver aircraft that landed about 5:45 p.m., being drenched in a squall of rain that just moved into the area. We're told all flights along the entire West Coast from Alaska to San Francisco have been told to give the area a wide berth, while airline officials and government agencies determine how best to meet the Skyjacker's demands and safely extract passengers from Flight 305. We don't have much more information in regard to a name or a motive of the individual who commandeered the plane nearly 3 hours ago. Before landing, the plane was in a holding pattern above us for 1 hour. We had a chance to talk to one traveler whose plans have been altered by this aviation interloper. Miss, will you tell us your name, please?
My name is Janice Beslow.
And I'm her mother, Vi. Hi.
Yes, hello. Where were you traveling to today?
Oh, I'm not. I just brought my daughter out to the airport to go see her boyfriend in Texas.
I'm a school teacher out in Cleellum. I took the bus over here this morning in order to be on time for my flight at 5 to Dallas to visit my fiancé.
We just live over in Beacon Hill, so I brought her over.
And plans have been altered, it seems. Must be frustrating.
Well, I am annoyed. Living so far apart, we don't have much chance to see each other. But I worry more than anything.
Worried?
Well, I worry about the people on the plane out there. They must be a nervous wreck. But also, things will never be the same. I can see this changing things, how we travel.
How do you mean? Hijackings are infrequent, but over the last half-dozen years, we're not unaccustomed to hearing about them. Just one of the hazards of travel, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I don't know. This just seems different. Maybe if they've happened enough, the people who are in charge will add new processes to prevent this sort of thing from happening as much. I can just see things being different. Who knows what that would be? But all I can say is flying will end up being a different experience. Hopefully not for the worst, but I can't see it staying the same, and it's kind of sad, really.
Well, just a bit of frustration and anxiety from one traveler who I'm sure is not alone in that sentiment. Anything you'd like to add, Mom?
Oh, she'll have a great story to tell her kids, I guess. And Edward, if you're watching this on the news tonight, you'll know why I'm not home yet, hon. My husband.
Okay. Well, there you are, Edward. Your wife will be delayed getting home. And Janice Beslow, best of luck with your travel plans and to your future family. Reporting for King 5 News.
Check. Are you reading me?
We copy you, Lee. Your wire is secure and operational. We've been given clearance from cockpit to deliver money and chutes. Stewardess will descend and retrieve item from aft stair.
Is there instruction about money or chutes first? I'm not sure one gal can't handle it all in one trip by herself.
Unknown. She'll probably inform you upon arrival.
Okay. I'm at tail stair. A stewardess has just come out.
Do you have the money?
Right here.
He wants the money first.
Can I carry it on?
No, he said no one comes on. I'll be back for the parachutes. You have them?
Yes, they're here. Okay, money was taken by stewardess in the plane. She will return for chutes. Okay, she's back. What's your name, miss?
Tina Mucklow.
How is everyone? Anyone been hurt?
Everyone is fine physically.
Has he said anything?
Come in, Al. What's the status?
Nothing yet. Nothing. Wait, here's one. Heading back out to them. Folks, I'm Al Lee with Northwest Airlines. If you will just head toward the terminal...
This plane was hijacked, wasn't it? I saw that stewardess bring a bank bag on.
Folks, we have a safety concern and do not want you near the plane. Please. Look, here comes the bus now. Please head toward the bus to pick you up. That's it. Thank you. Please, this way. Are you the last one? Yeah, I was sitting in the back. Not sure why she made me come all the way to the front. The back door was open. I apologize. So you're the last one? No, there was one guy in my row. He didn't seem like he was coming. Don't worry about him. We will explain everything on the bus.
Everyone, I know you must all have questions. They will be answered in due time, but for now I need to take a roll call by last name. Please answer loud and clear. Warren Staff, Whitesall.
Here.
Truitt.
Here.
Street. Spreckle and Simmons.
Here.
Here.
Rice. Pallert.
Here.
Mendez, Murphy, Mitchell.
I'm here. Here.
Michelson, Minsk, McDonald.
Here.
McPherson, Lebsonier, Carota.
I'm McPherson here with my son Scott. Here.
Klopfer, Keats, Jensen.
Here.
House, Gregory, Feingold, Donahoe.
I'm here.
Here. Mr. and Mrs. Cummings, Cooper.
Here.
Cooper, Connors, Connolly.
Here.
I said here already.
What is your first name?
Michael.
We also have another Cooper, Dan Cooper. Is there a Dan Cooper? Klaus, Endvik, Olmsted.
Here.
Okay, checked entire manifest. All are present except a Dan Cooper. I repeat, Dan Cooper is not present.
Dennis Lines. I'm Agent Ralph Himmelsbach with the FBI. Thank you for returning. I will be recording this conversation. You have been briefed about our situation?
Yes, Dan Cooper, our friend on 305.
I wouldn't describe him as a friend. How long have you been employed at Northwest?
I've been working in the airline industry for about 25 years now.
That whole time with Northwest?
Much of it, yes.
How old are you, Mr. Line?
I'm 48 years young.
And what time did you start your shift today?
I reported in promptly at 7 a.m. I was pretty close to the end of my shift when Mr. Cooper got to my counter.
And what time was that?
About 1:50, I'd say. Pretty close to 2 o'clock.
Okay. Tell me everything you remember from the encounter.
It was the usual seasonal mix of people, one we get this time of year. Regular business commuters trying to get back home for the holiday, and families traveling to see relatives, although they tend to come in later in the day, so that surge hadn't really picked up yet. Most of the men in my line at that time were your average, nondescript businessmen. Everyone was surprisingly patient, especially our friend, Mr. Cooper, as I recall. For someone purchasing a ticket so close to departure, especially. Yes, sir, may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to purchase a seat on your next available flight to Seattle.
I have a flight 305 scheduled for departure at 2:50. You'll have a little under an hour.
Okay. Give me a one-way ticket. That's a 727, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. Will you be needing a return reservation?
Good. No. Only one way.
Fine, sir. One-way Seattle. That's $20. Your name?
Cooper. Dan Cooper.
All right. Do you have baggage to be checked?
No. I'll just carry this.
There you are, Mr. Cooper. Flight 305 will depart from gate 52, course L at 2:50. We expect to be boarding at 2:35. Have a good flight.
I'm hoping it's something legendary.
When he said that, well, that's why he stands out in my mind.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Line.
Ralph, he just released 2 of the stews. One of them was Florence Schaffner, who was serving Coach. She got a look at him, but it was the junior attendant, Tina, who sat with him most of the time.
Who's talking with Miss Schaffner now?
Okay, the recording is on, Miss Schaffner. I appreciate the trying experience you've just been through.
I started my day in Minneapolis. I got to work at 6 a.m.
How old would you say the suspect was?
About mid-40s, I'd say.
How tall was he? How much did he weigh?
A little under 6 feet, I'd think. Within a few inches, if not right at that height. Less than 200 pounds, 170, 190.
How else would you describe him? Build, hair, eye color, race? Tell us so we can create a sketch to get out to the public.
Oh, he was slight, wearing a suit, like a typical businessman. All dark suit, coat, a tie, a thin one. There was a pearl stick pin in it. Darker complexion, sort of olive, like a Spanish person, hair with deep brown eyes. He wore his sunglasses a lot, though. Those wraparound ones, you know? He smoked a lot, and Tina kept getting him bourbon when he asked. I could tell he was a regular smoker because his fingers had those stains from doing it so much. He was calm at first, but when things took so long getting the money and the parachutes and we couldn't land, he could become quite agitated. Hair was short and thinned, like middle-aged men do. Oh, and he also wore those loafer kind of shoes, the ones without laces.
When did you first interact with the suspect?
I greeted him when he came on board, of course. He was the last one on. We typically have time before taxi to serve a few beverages. He ordered a couple of bourbon highballs. I could use one of those myself. So we start to taxi, and Captain makes the last-minute announcements. I noticed his briefcase was still out. I remind him that it needs to be stowed under the seat in front of him. He doesn't say anything, but hands me this note. We get these pickup notes from time to time, asking us out to dinner or a phone number, you know. So I just shoved the note into my apron pocket. He looks at me for a moment, then leans into the aisle and says, "Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb." It was very serious. At that point, without even looking at it, I feel weak. This was no come on. I've never been part of a skyjacking.
Do you still have the note?
No, he asked for it back. Do you know what's going to happen to Tina? He wouldn't let her go. She's not been working as long as Alice or me. I'm worried for her.
All right, that's enough for now. Thank you for your time, Miss Schaffner. We'll have some questions, but we'll resume later. One more thing. Does this sketch look anything like him?
It's close, but not exactly. Tina hopefully can provide a better description. She's been with him so long. Okay, so what do we have so far? Let me see your copy. Northwest Orient Flight 305, 727 model plane. Everybody boards by 2:45. Plane takes off at 3 from Portland, headed to Seattle. 36 passengers, 6 crew. Passes note to stewardess. Shows her bomb and briefcase. Demands made for $200,000 in 4 shoots. Seated in back. Okay, it's all we know. Fine. But we need a name. Do we have a name yet?
Calling now. Yes. Yes, Scott from the paper here. Calling about an update on the skyjacking. Do we have a name? Check them all off the manifest. Got it. His name was what? First name is Cooper? Last name, Cooper. Got it. Spelled C-O-O-P-E-R? Huh? First initials what? Gotta go? Wait. Is that D as in David or B as in boy? Yes? Yes to which? Wait, no. Hang on. Mexico? All right, I'll call back.
What'd they say?
Name's Cooper. D.B. Cooper, I guess. All passengers just released with 2 flight attendants once he got the dough. 4 flight crew left on board. Asked to be taken to Mexico. Refueling now.
D.B. Cooper, huh?
You know, I had a cousin used to read this comic book about this daredevil test pilot. Used to go on this missions. Jumped out of planes a lot. It was called Dan Cooper.
Ralph.
Couldn't see a damn thing up there. With the Storm 305, could have been flying right next to us and would have been hard to see. Even the F-106 with all their speed.
Ralph, I've got Harold Campbell on the phone for you.
Himmelsbach.
Ralph, Agent Campbell in Reno. 305 landed a few minutes ago. We've done an initial search. No Cooper on board, just crew. He must have jumped out somewhere in your neck of the woods. Flight crew believed it happened when they noticed their instruments going wonky. With the cabin unpressurized, it was difficult to tell if it was just turbulence at the time. But it was only just that once. They were just south of Mount St. Helens, over Lake Merwin, on Victor 23. Familiar with that area?
Not very. But with the weather up here at the moment, we won't be able to search it until morning. Things are a bit more rugged in this corner of the world.
We did find a few items he left behind. A clip-on tie with a pearl tack, bunch of cigarette butts, and a bourbon glass we can dust for prints. We're retrieving the cockpit flight recorder, and get this. The stew he took hostage, Tina Mucklow, she had one of those personal microtape recorders. She recorded quite a bit of her conversation with him. He either didn't notice or care, but we have that tape too. We can use one of the ARI frequencies to transmit.
Okay, it's live.
Transmit when ready.
Okay, here you are, Himmelsbach. The record from the entire flight. Oh, and this McLeod tape. It won't be admissible evidence, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been cleared for taxi. Flight attendants, take your seats. Passengers, please stow any carry-ons not in the overhead berths under your seats. Please check your seatbelts in preparation for takeoff. Time is 2:58.
Your bourbon neat and straight, just as requested.
And here you go.
What is that? A check?
That'd be more flattering than these come-on notes. Get used to them. Only business travelers trolling the stews for a good time. It's worse around the holidays. Lonelier time of year.
Miss, you want to look at that note. Now watch closely. All I have to do is touch the end of this wire to this terminal. Do as I say, and nobody will get hurt. Do you understand? Good. Now write down what I say and take it to the captain. Here's what I want. 200,000 negotiable American currency. Denominations do not matter to me. Put them in a knapsack. 2 backpack parachutes and 2 chest parachutes. After we refuel in Seattle and I get the stuff, passengers go free. Take off from Seattle by 5, okay? Now take this to the captain, dear.
Captain, this is Tina. Florence is heading back to the cockpit. He had her write something down.
Miss?
Yes, sir?
Put down the interphone, please, and come here.
He wants me to sit with him. Okay, I will. Is Florence coming back? She's staying up there the whole time, Captain.
Miss!
All right, Captain. All right. I can. I will. Yes? Can I get you another drink, sir?
Yes. Another bourbon with ice this time, please.
Right away. Here you are, bourbon with ice.
And here you are. Keep the rest.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. 19 is your change.
Okay. Sit here, please.
Why do you need to do this?
How old are you?
I'm 21. Are we going to Cuba or something?
That's not what matters.
Do you have a grudge against the airline?
Honey, a grudge doesn't even begin to describe it. Get me another bourbon. No ice this time. Neat. No water.
Yes. What's he doing? Still just drinking. He'll be in his cups if he keeps it up. He's quite insistent about it. For how long? Okay.
Oh, thanks, I suppose. So how long you been at this?
I'm only 21.
I heard you the first time. Sorry.
Sorry for what?
That you are here, with me, having to do this.
What are you intending to do?
I'll let you know at the right time for that.
The captain has told them of your requests. They said it will take some time.
I expected they would try and stall. Hopefully for not too long, or I will do this. Nice to have a companion.
Companion?
I didn't mean anything by it.
I'm just not accustomed.
You're not accustomed? You're a stew. A pretty one at that. Men must... Oh, that's right. You're new at this.
You know, Flo thought when you gave her that note...
Guess that could have been taken that way. Obviously, I have other things in mind. A fella would have given it to you anyway, if that was the case.
What?
Well...
You know, you're a bit... How old are you?
Miss, I am not going to get into this. Drop it. What's that you're reading there? Oh, the good book. Not too appropriate for this situation.
Why not?
Looking for answers in that thing? You won't find them.
Maybe I'm not looking for an answer.
What then?
Comfort.
How comforting. Find yourself in this situation, and all you have is some ancient writers? You should try Shakespeare, closer to your age.
You have a problem with religion?
Here's what is going to happen next. Please tell the captain that upon landing in Seattle, there is to be no one around the plane. We will not taxi to or near passenger terminal, and no one is to approach the plane until I say so. And they do need to be ready to refuel the plane, but not until I say so.
Refueling to go where? Y'all usually have a place in mind. That's what all this is about, right?
Don't scramble me up with those nuts that take planes to go to Cuba or some such place. This isn't some means to an end. No, relay that to the cockpit. This is about money.
I understand. Captain, our guest would like you to tell Seattle that no one or any vehicle should approach the plane after we land until he says so. Also, the plane will need to be refueled.
No authorities, like the police or the FBI.
Also, no police or FBI. He will let us know when fuel trucks can approach. He won't tell me about a final destination. Sorry, Captain.
What did your captain say?
They're working with the bank to get your money.
Good. Someone will pay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Captain William Scott here. We will have a bit of delay landing in Seattle. There's a slight mechanical problem with the plane. Nothing to worry about. We've been asked to circle Seattle to burn off some excess fuel before landing. We will keep you apprised, but are estimating another hour or so until touchdown. Please let our stewardesses know if we can offer you anything from the galley. Northwest Air has granted a few free adult beverages for the inconvenience if you so desire. Thank you for your patience.
Excuse me a moment. Yes, what can I do for you?
Oh, hey. Just little me across the aisle here. Can I get a pop or something?
Sure, of course. An RC?
Anything from you would be great.
Your RC. Will there be anything else?
Oh, no. Grazie, bella signora.
All right.
Could I get your numero de telefono? That was Italian. I'm taking Italian at U of O. You know any Italian?
I've been to Rome.
Ah, so you know those Italian girls have nothing on you.
Scusi, signor.
My name's Billy, by the way.
Signor Billy, there are others on this flight in need of attention.
Fine. Go pour another for the old guy, then.
I have a rival across the aisle. What is his name?
It's Billy.
Well, see that Billy boy doesn't become a distraction.
Do you know all names have meaning?
What of it?
Dan, is that short for Daniel?
My name? Dan? Oh, you read the manifest. What's so important about my name?
I know that Daniel means God is my judge.
Which part of Daniel means judge?
In Hebrew, names that end in EL, that part has to do with a relationship to God.
Sunday school lessons? So Dan must mean judge, huh? Well, I suppose that was fitting. I've done just that.
So, is it Daniel? That's your full name?
What's your name? Tina, wasn't it? Listen, Tina. Names don't mean much. Could be a name in a newspaper, or your scriptures there, hell. Could be a name from one of those costume hero funny books kids read.
I think a name can carry great weight. They can define who you are or what you're meant to be.
Yeah? Well, what's your name mean?
Shortened from Christina, like Christian for a man. It means little Christ, like a follower of our Lord. Tina by itself, it's an old English word for river. My uncle started calling me Tina after my parents.
Well, Tina, I'm just Dan, not Daniel. So we are both missing the divine part in our life.
Perhaps you were misnamed, Mr. Cooper.
If you say so, Tina.
Folks, this is the captain again. I apologize. We have a little bit of an unorthodox request from our friends in flight control. Boeing engineers believe the best policy with the situation with the fuel burn is to shift passengers forward to maintain weight balance as we lighten our fuel load. Sorry for the inconvenience, but Alice and Florence will assist you in relocating to your new rows. Again, thank you for your patience.
Good move, Captain. No one really sitting back here with us, though, beside the college sweetheart over there.
He's no bother.
As long as he moves up, he doesn't seem to have heard the captain.
I don't think so.
Now what the hell?
Oh, we'll see about that.
Go to hell, pal.
Me? No, that's your place.
Passengers are starting to get restless.
Please, go settle this. I don't need any more disruptions.
Sirs, please calm down. Take your seats.
Not very decisive for us, Stu, are you?
Florence is taking care of it.
Well, I'd take my seat, but he's currently in it.
They asked us to move forward.
That doesn't mean I've given up my seat. I always sit in the aisle seats.
Didn't you hear the pilot? He said we need to redistribute weight. Do you want to crash this plane?
I'll bring this plane down myself if you two don't sit down and button up.
Who the hell are you, Jack?
Who I am is not important. What I'm prepared to do would be the better question.
Well, listen. He took my seat.
You know nothing of anything being taken from you. Sit down before I find a place for you which you won't leave.
Big Chief with a briefcase, huh? You come up here to clobber me with that thing?
This'll give you more than a black eye. You gonna sit down like she asked you to?
Fine. I'll sit here.
Okay, thank you both. Now I know this flight is taking longer than anticipated. We're not far from SeaTac now. Can I get anyone anything?
You calm that situation down.
Like I said, I need things to go according to plan. And so far they are not. What is going on with the landing anyway? I want some answers. I said no funny stuff. Why are we not landing? Radio up the captain. I'm done with this fooling around. Land the plane now, or I will do this.
I'll check with the captain.
Looks like Tacoma down there.
Captain, Mr. Cooper is getting anxious, says this is taking too long. Okay, but other passengers are getting agitated too. There was a fight over seating. Yes. Talk to him? Okay, I'll think of something.
Your not-so-secret admirer hasn't moved.
Okay, you just stay there this time. I'll take care of it. Sir, as you heard, the captain would like all passengers to move to the forward part of the cabin.
I don't think so. Everyone else is moving. That should be enough. I'm settled in here anyway.
This wasn't a request. For everyone's safety, we kindly ask that you comply with the wishes of the FAA.
You know, I'm a third-year engineering student. I've been on a lot of flights since I was a kid. I think everything will be okay if one 150-pound guy doesn't move. Besides, the old man over there isn't moving. Why should I? It'd be nice if one of you chicks paid me that much attention.
Senor William, permis per favor?
Well, I suppose. But could I have another pop?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Billy.
I'm gonna need you to follow my instructions closely. Once we land and they have the stuff ready, I'm having you go out there and collect my requisitions.
Why me? I'm sure they'll bring him on board.
No! No one comes on this bird until get off. Do you know what will happen if federal agents board? People will die.
Okay.
Now look, dear. I need you to go out there. You, and not any of the other stews. Now, what is it I said I need?
The money in a knapsack and 4 parachutes. Why do you need 4 parachutes?
I'm not discussing this. The little you know, the better. So, what part are you reading there?
A psalm?
I remember those as a kid. Sisters used to...
You went to parochial school?
It wasn't a privilege. Or a choice.
I always wanted to go.
You like those stories, huh?
They're truth to me.
Some all-powerful savior taking care of us all? Miraculously?
You ever see a painting of someone you know?
What? I thought we were talking about your scriptures.
I am. Do you like paintings, art?
I suppose, as much as the next fella.
I had this uncle. He died a few years back. Sometime while my father was away when I was younger, he looked after me. I had this picture of him, a photograph. Kind of faded and dark, and whoever took it, well, it didn't come out that great. But it was the only one I had. When I was in high school, a friend painted me this picture of my uncle from the photograph.
So?
I still have it. Hangs in my kitchen. He used to make the most wonderful dinners. Anyway, if you were to compare the painting to the photo, the painting is truth.
What do you mean, truth? The photo is the real deal.
Yes, but the painting is the one that really represents my uncle. His name was Joshua. Yes, the picture is more accurate, but there was something to the painting. My friend, she captured, I don't know, his qualities better. She knew him too, of course, but I knew my uncle just as well as anyone. He was kind above all else, sensitive but strong, fair. He loved me. He was like a second dad for me. The painting was more him than the actual photograph. It sounds strange, but there was more truth to it. You know how facial features aren't quite right? Ears too big, eyes were too light, his mouth was misshaped. Despite all that, it was like she put his soul on the canvas no matter what the Kodak moment was.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We've just been given clearance to land and we will be touching down in less than 5 minutes. Approximate time in Seattle is 5:39.
Captain wants to know if we should park away from the terminal with it being so dark.
Let's keep our distance and have a view from both sides of the plane.
Captain, he says park away from the terminal, being in the dark is fine.
You smoke?
No, especially not on duty. They're starting to say smoking will kill you eventually. Even took commercials off of TV because of it.
There's more hazardous things than smoking. Don't worry. So want one? That a girl. Here. Light this for me.
It's easier to light it yourself if you don't have your hand in that briefcase.
Just an insurance policy.
Where did you get this lighter?
A bunch of us got them when we first enlisted.
Looks like the one I remember my uncle had.
right, I'll light my own from now on.
Flight control, we have touchdown. Time 17:45.
Mr. Cooper, Captain forwarded your requests and all should be met just fine. Shoots are coming from the local Air Force base and money...
No! I do not want military shoots, civilian only.
I apologize, I'll pass that on to the captain.
And make sure that the refueling happens right away, no delays.
Captain, he doesn't want military shoots, only civilian ones. Okay, airport personnel say this will probably take a little more time.
God damn it!
Mr. Cooper, they are trying to do their best. You didn't specify what type you wanted. What do you expect?
I'm sorry, Tina. I just need to make sure I've got 4 shoots along with all the money. This night is going longer than planned.
Folks, thank you for your patience. We just have a few more formalities to follow. We did have to park a bit away from the gate, but we will be able to begin deplaning in a few minutes. I believe we are just awaiting transport services, so you won't have to walk so far in the wet weather. Thank you.
That's the 3rd fuel truck now. What is happening out there? Why do those trucks keep coming and going?
Captain, he wants to know why there are so many fuel trucks. One ran out of fuel, and the next one had a problem of some sort, a vapor lock.
Never heard of a vapor lock. They're stalling!
Captain, where are the money and parachutes?
Well, once I have the stuff, everyone can go.
He says once money and chutes are on board, he will release passengers and us. Okay, your items are on their way.
I don't want anyone coming up that stairway, or else. You go down there and get the stuff.
He asked me to go and retrieve the money and parachutes. Okay, they're down there now. I'll go get them.
Good girl. Finally.
Okay, here's the money. I'm going back for the parachutes.
Where is the knapsack? I asked for the money to be in a knapsack.
I don't know. That's all they gave me. Should I go get the parachutes, or can you buy yourself a nice knapsack later?
Yes, go! Seattle First National. Cheap bankers. They give this crummy bag to customers.
Okay, here are the parachutes.
Damn it, there are no D-rings. Need D-rings for the chest shoots.
Okay, I'm back inside. It took me a few trips, but I have the parachutes and the money. He's looking through the bag.
Okay, it all checks out good. Everyone can go.
He said it's okay for us to go.
Okay, folks, it looks like that transport will not be arriving as expected. Our apologies. But you can begin deboarding the plane. Again, sorry for this afternoon's delays. We do hope you'll fly with us again in the future.
Where do you think you're going?
To do my job. I'll be right back after all passengers are safely deplaned. Goodbye, thank you. Thank you for flying. Have a nice Thanksgiving. All right, Captain. All passengers have left the cabin. Captain would like to know what to do next.
We will fly to Mexico. You are not to fly above 10,000 feet. Keep landing gear down and flaps at 15 degrees. Less than 200 knots.
Yes, this is Captain Scott. I hear you. That's fine, but I may need to make adjustments to one or more of the parameters to avoid stalling.
I don't think so, Captain. The plane will be just fine at those settings. We will be taking off with the rear door open and the stairs in the down position.
When we attempt to take off in that manner, I won't be able to rotate upward for liftoff.
Damn it! All right, close it up.
The passengers are off. Will you release us now?
I don't see why not. But Tina stays here with me.
I thought all of us could go. Why Tina?
You two can go. But I'll need her to assist me with the stairs since we can't take off with it down. No, I think Tina better stay. You two go.
Tina, are you okay?
I'll be fine. There's no reason for you and Alice to have to stay. Go.
Wait. I forgot to tip you when I bought my first drink. Here, take this.
You're keeping Tina. Keep your damn money, too.
Okay. Let's get this show on the road. Now!
You're really gonna jump out of this plane? It's pitch black out there. I can't see any lights, and look at this weather. It's freezing cold out there. You've gotta be crazy.
Crazy? Yeah. What does a pretty thing like you know? You ever jumped before?
No, of course not. My uncle wrote me letters when he was over there in the war.
Nam's a walk through a park compared to the jungles of Laos.
Laos?
Of course you have no idea. U.S. is not supposed to be in Laos. We never were, if you ask them.
I'm sorry, I thought...
Air America? It's private airline outfit, but operated by the CIA. Main mission was to be supporting the Hmong. The Reds pushed into Laos, so why not us? Summer of '68, by order of the president himself, found ourselves stranded out there on the Plain of Jars. Our target drop. Project Blackwatch, it was called. Resupply the Hmong troops, jumped out of 27s just like this one.
I lost my uncle. You know, the one in the painting. He died over there, we think.
We've all lost something, Tina. Homes, loved ones, faith, or souls. I'm doing this before all is lost. Now help me drop these stairs.
I'm scared. Are you going to make me jump?
This is a solo mission, Tina. I'm sorry for scaring you. Now how does this work?
First you move that red handle right to left, pull the door back toward you, then there's a release next to the stair rail. Unlock it, then press the button that says descend, then they should lower.
Should?
I've never done it mid-flight.
Roger. Now, go up to the cockpit and stay there.
I can't believe I'm saying this. May the peace of God be with you, Mr. Cooper. Daniel, or whatever your name is.
Tina, you should be a nun or something.
A nun?
You talk like the religious, not the high-altitude cocktail waitress.
I don't confuse faith and religion. Both are important, but they are not the same.
Whatever you say, Tina. I make my own way. Now get to the cockpit and don't come back.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
On your way, close the front curtain and turn out the cabin lights. Goodbye, Tina. By the river.
What a night. Thankful that everyone is safe, but I still wish we could have caught that rascal.
We'll get him. See you tomorrow for daylight search.
See you out in Hillsboro. I want to take off by 6 a.m. and catch Cooper still asleep in the woods.
Well, it's just past 3 a.m., and I feel like a boy waiting up for Santa Claus at Christmas. Will D.B. Cooper come to my house for Thanksgiving? Leave me $200,000 under the turkey? Everyone seems giddy about this masked man of the air. We talked to a few folks earlier this evening. This is what they had to say.
Are you serious? Has the world gone mad?
He didn't hurt anybody, and if he took the trouble to plan this thing out so thoroughly, well, good luck to him. Most of the people here hope that he kind of makes it.
I drive a cab all night in Seattle, and I don't hardly make much, and that's okay. But the way I see it, anybody smart enough to take $200,000 just like that ought to make a clean getaway. I'm not saying he's right, understand, but he plain had guts.
Well, almost everyone was excited.
The hijackers, all of them represent a breakdown in the nation's enforcement system. I believe the hijackers should be hunted down and killed.
That was an attorney from Seattle, folks. I sure hope he's not the DA.
Sitting here in the office of University of Washington sociology professor Dr. Otto Larson. Dr. Larson is the author of the 1968 book Violence and the Mass Media and has served on the Presidential Committee for Causes and Prevention of Violence. Dr. Larson, you've seen the additional reports of this skyjacking. Some have described it as a Robin Hood syndrome. Is this how you would characterize it?
We all like adventure stories. That hijacker took the greatest ultimate risk. He showed real heroic features, mystery, drama, romanticism, a high degree of skill, and all the necessities of a perfect crime. This man was neither political nor neurotic. His motive was simply $200,000, and people can understand that. His was an awesome feat of man against machine. One man overcoming, for the time being anyway, technology, the corporation, the establishment, the system.
As a Boeing engineer, I would say it'd be a very safe drop. He'd be away from the flaps and other engines and go straight down. You see, the 727 was designed with a rear door at the extreme end of the plane, right under the tail. In fact, we first designed the 727 in the early 60s and began doing tests for the military to see if paratrooper...
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that's all the information we can give you at this time. If you'd like any further questions answered, please direct those to our corporate communications department. Thank you.
Talk to the man responsible for supplying D.B. Cooper with his parachutes.
Well, you see, Seattle Sky Sports is my business. I specialize in training jumps for all kinds of folks and scenarios. Night jumps, low altitude, you name it. One of the packs was only a ground training model, though. It couldn't have been fastened onto any kind of parachute harness, nor could it have been opened for descent. It was delivered by mistake. They grabbed the first one in sight, not knowing anything about parachutes. It doesn't usually go off the ground.
What? We may not just find you sleeping off your adventure. Maybe you'll be impaled on some tree. Easier to spot from my tailor craft.
Well, it's a damp and chilly morning, the day after Skyjacker D.B. Cooper leapt from the belly of a 727 into these woods with $200,000 of airliner money. Cowlitz and Clark counties have joined forces along with many volunteers and the FBI looking for the nefarious air pilot. We're here with Sheriff Cotton. Sheriff, do you believe the suspected skyjacker landed in these woods?
Well, look, we're following up on the best information reported to us by the FBI and information from the FAA. We know these woods very, very well. Many of our boys hunt and fish out here on R&R. If he landed in this strip south...
What I'd like to know is how much does $200,000 weigh? That must be quite a package to be jumping out of an airplane with.
Look, son, money is not the big deal here. The man jumped from the back of a plane into the middle of a winter storm. Now, from what we can tell, other than the chutes, he was ill-prepared for such a stunt. But still, he went ahead with it. This guy must have known what he was doing. That's the only kind of commercial plane you could actually bail out of. He must have picked it out, and he knew to tell the pilot how to set the flaps and the wheels. It's a pretty spectacular feat he pulled off. I bet a lot of people are rooting for him to get away.
You almost sound like you're rooting for him yourself, Sheriff.
Well, look, son, I'll do my job, you do yours. Either he's hung up in the branches of a tree somewhere and we won't find him until next deer season, or he's home watching us on TV laughing his fool head off.
Well, loot or no loot, terrain in this area is extremely rugged. Most of it is sparsely populated, save for the occasional hunter or fisherman, forested, mountainous, with many lakes and streams. It's difficult country to search.
I just see that suitcase full of money breaking open halfway down.
Excuse me, sir.
Well, that fella's probably still out there, in this rain, trying to pick up all them bills scattered all over.
Well, this has been a KGW special report. Looking for the man, D.B. Cooper, who fell out of the sky somewhere here over southwest Washington.
Record is away.
You've just experienced Reimagined Radio's recounting of the skyjacking of Flight 305 by the famed criminal D.B. Cooper, the infamous and yet unsolved domestic hijacking in our nation's history. Its effect on our way of life had lasting effects to this day, 49 years later. Metal detectors, X-rays, and security personnel became the norm to deter would-be hijackers, as was the Cooper vein, preventing an airline... as was the Cooper vein, preventing the... An airliner?
Drop the...
Oh, okay, preventing an airline exit door. Okay. As was the Cooper vein, preventing an airliner exit door being open mid-flight. Only one mysterious thing presented itself in the ensuing years of searching and speculation. A few bundles of eroded $20 bills, perhaps surreptitiously buried. They were dug up by a young boy on a family adventure. The sandy location of the money find. Is it Tina Bar?
Tina, yeah.
Wow. Yep. The sandy location of the money find, Tina Bar, along the Columbia River. Coincidence? A final gesture to the one person who last had contact with him? That and many more stories are just that. Stories. All that remain is who's, and what ifs, and a massive vortex of conjecture. Myths and legends to be told and retold. Myths and legends to be told and retold, solidifying a culture and creating a legend. A lore of the Pacific Northwest. We keep asking who he was, and so find out who we are. In this... Nascent?
Early.
We keep asking who he was, and so find out who we are. In this nascent part of the country. This, along with many other stories, imagined and reimagined. Good night, and a pleasant Thanksgiving.